Good morning, welcome back to Ladybug Grace. Appreciate you joining me again. Today is April 4th, and today's message is the privilege of knowing God. We'll be in Philippians 3, 7-11. Before we begin our prayer, though. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Father, as I read and receive your word, may it deeply be rooted in me, so when difficulty comes, it will be your word that encourages and strengthens me. I'm going to pause for a second to set up the Bible, because right now you're seeing this. We'll be in 3, 7-11. I once thought all these things were so important, but now I consider them worthless because of what Christ has done. Yes, everything else is worthless, everything else is worthless when compared with the priceless gain of knowing Christ, Jesus my Lord. I have discarded everything else, counting it all as garbage, so that I may have Christ and become one with him. I no longer count on my own goodness or my ability to obey God's law, but I trust Christ to save me, for God's way of making us right with himself depends on faith. As a result, I can really know Christ and experience the mighty power that raised him from the dead. Sorry, the cats are playing if you hear things. I can learn what it means to suffer with him, sharing in his death, so that somehow I can experience the resurrection from the dead. So in today's message, as I mentioned, is called The Privilege of Knowing God. And I will put the video in the description for you to link to In Touch Ministries to listen to it through them and to give credit for credit's due. Regardless of how many people we meet or how many wonderful things we do in our lifetime, the greatest privilege of all is to know God. Nothing else can bring the joy and contentment we yearn for, and yet we frequently chase after worldly acceptance because we forget the treasures of truly knowing the living God. Oftentimes people say a salvation prayer and remain satisfied with the first step. If they're asked, do you know God? Most will say they do. But there's a vast difference between knowing facts about God and personally relating to him. And as you can see, I highlighted that because I felt that was important. Believers should continually be growing closer to the Father, always learning more about who he is and what he considers important. When people go through life depending on themselves, they never really know God. He will reveal himself to a heart that is honest and transparent, not one that's full of pride and arrogance. It is our brokenness and helplessness that we discover who the Lord is. Do you have a genuine hunger in your heart to know God? If so, ask him, who are you and what are you like? Then open yourself to God, not for his sake. He already knows you perfectly, but for your own sake. By spending time with your Father, you'll discover you are privileged indeed. So as you can see, there's certain things I found that I felt spoke to me. And it is true, the difference between knowing facts about God and personally relating to him. As I've learned, it's about the relationship with him, not just being able to spew out, books and chapters and phrases and referencing, and which I hope to do someday, because I still don't know how to do that. And I admire people. I do watch some videos on YouTube of people who do go out and preach and are able to share those verses. I'm not there yet. And the other one was, when people go through life depending on themselves, they never really know God. And that is so true. Every day I give it up to God. Yesterday, for example, at work, it's been rough. And yesterday was another rough day. And I pray every morning, and I got to think, there's a reason for this. There's a reason for this. And I just got to keep thinking that. And by spending time with the Father, you'll discover we're privileged indeed. Excuse me, I know here in America we are very privileged that we can openly do our own religion, and we're not going to have to risk of being killed for it. So very blessed to be able to do that and to do my own Bible studies and talk about Jesus freely in public settings and not have to think about, is someone going to shoot me or am I going to be in prison for it? Very privileged indeed. I'm not sure where you are that you're listening to this, but I hope you do have that open freedom that you can do that and exercise your right and the ability to have that of, as it says, the privilege of knowing God, because it is a privilege. So I hope you have a great day and a blessed day, and until the next time, bye.